Hi there, everyone. A few weeks ago, I did a quickie video on my favorite notions, and I had some friends who I asked for their favorite notions, and I had a really good response. A lot of different notions that I hadn't thought of, and some that were kind of cute. So I thought I would share those today. We may have some other days when we have favorite notions. We quilters have a lot of things that we like to use as we're doing our fun things. So first off, the first suggestion was from a gal. Her name is Patty, and she uses something called a kettlebell. A kettlebell is a weight with a handle on it, and she uses it when she's cutting because she can put it on the end of her rulers. Here is the best I could come up with. This is a weight, and you would put it on the end of your ruler, and then your ruler is steadier. And for some people, especially as you get older, it's sometimes hard to keep that ruler from wiggling all around. Well, if you have one of these kettlebells, which I'm going to put a picture up, then it holds your ruler and you can just nicely cut along the edge. If you have a fresh blade, you can do that. It's also a good idea to have a new blade. So, kettlebell from Patty. Thank you, Patty. Susie, a quilting friend, suggested that her favorite notions are now hers is a Olfa mat, and Olfa is really a good mat. But it's a small cutting mat that she keeps near her sewing machine, along with little green scissors. Mine are not green, but they're just small scissors. And she has some trouble sewing, especially if she's doing hand sewing close up. So she has special sewing goggles that she can put on that will help her. So if you're a person that's had some especially eye diseases that you can't see well, look into sewing goggles. Another friend, Betty, suggests her seam ripper is her favorite sewing notion. A lot of us use a seam ripper, and it's something you have to have because we all make some mistakes. Oh, another thing from Susie is a needle threader. And now I've had several needle threaders, and some work well, some not so well. But I have noticed in the past year I'm having more and more trouble threading a needle. So Susie showed me this hummingbird needle threader, and it is a handy deal if you want to try it out. Here's a needle that I've already threaded, but here's how it works. You stick your needle on that beak there. There's a little beak sticking out. Then you stick your thread on the edge of this little point, and the point has a little groove in it for your thread to fit in, and then you pull. You have to kind of hold your thread to pull your needle, and maybe with another finger, and then you thread your needle. Most of the time you can thread it very easily. I am still getting used to holding all of this stuff in my hand. I'm going to try. Oh, forgot to put my needle on first. Anyway, we're still working with the needle threader, the hummingbird needle threader, but it will work very soon. I will get this on, and I will show you how it's done later on. Hummingbird needle threader, not expensive, and you can wear it around your neck so that when you're hand sewing, you've got it right there. Okay, another thing, Daisy suggests that she really enjoys Daisy. Denise suggests that she really enjoys a daisy thread cutter, which I do not have a picture. I do not have one right here, but I have seen them, and I will post a picture of that. They're just a handy little thing that sits here, and you can cut your threads on them. A thimble. Debbie, or Deborah, says a thimble is one of her very most used notions. And then Therese says her most used notions, or her favorite, are her rotary cutter. And where would we be anymore without rotary cutters? Her Karen K. Buckley scissors. Here are one pair of my Karen K. Buckley scissors. They are the best because they are serrated and they cut extra well. And then she has a chalk marker that's it's a Clover chalk marker, which I think I'll put a picture of too. This is my Clover chalk marker. It is rather old, but I think the newer ones might be even better. But they're very nice when you want to mark dark fabrics. I'll show you here. It won't show up very well. They leave a nice thin line, and then it will rub right off later. And this one is an old one, like I said, but you can fill up with the chalk. You can add more chalk to it when the chalk runs out. So it's very useful. Then, 3 more. 2 ladies, Jennifer and Elizabeth, said that their favorite quilting notion was their credit card. You gotta admit, you need to have that credit card if you're a quilter. And Liz said that one day she was having a horrible day. Her needle broke on her machine 10 different times. She put new needles in, and the design still wouldn't work. I think it must have been an embroidery machine. So she got sick and tired of the whole thing and took some type of Valium, and for her, that was her favorite notion that day. And then my husband says his favorite notion should be that whenever, or my favorite notion should be his truck, because whenever I take a notion that I want to go to the quilt shop or somewhere, we hop in the truck and go. So for him, it's my favorite notion should be including his truck. So there are some more notions. Maybe we'll think of a few in the next month or two, but I thought some of those were pretty cute, and yes, we all need some of them. And I forgot to say, if you have some great ideas of quilting sewing notions that we have not mentioned, or that you just think are the best ever, let me know, and we can always do another great notions for sewing and quilting.